Alright y'all, ShaughanParson here. Let me move this out the way real quick. I wanted to make a video on the college scam to pretty much destroy all delusions of people with college degrees and just people who think that college is going to pretty much make them better off, especially in this economy and stuff like that. So let's get started right now. First of all, I have a lot of people sometimes come on my video or videos and they think that, you know, we talk about occult stuff, esoteric stuff that they're not privy to on the exoteric, okay? Stuff that they wouldn't learn in school, and they think they know something more than you because they went to college. Or if they don't even bring that up, they'll say that you should go back to school because you're believing all this, you know, this fake stuff or whatever they want to call it, excuses they want to input in. Anyway, I want to tell them right now that your degree literally means nothing, okay? Especially nowadays, but it pretty much never meant anything in the first place. What it does mean, actually, is that you aren't too smart in the first place and you got scammed, okay? So let's get into this right now, okay? First of all, school, I always considered it a scam. I always hated school. The teachers were inadequate, and even when they're good teachers, the whole thing isn't, you know, necessary for you to be educated. It isn't the way. You don't have to have someone else teach you something for you to be educated. In fact, you can teach yourself via books or even videos. Videos, in a way, has someone else telling you or teaching you the topic, but you don't have to go to a certain institution, a school, a college, a university, and pay to get education. You don't have to do that at all, okay? Now, we're not talking about buying books and stuff like that. We're talking about physically going to classes and paying for years to learn and have the ability to learn and be educated, okay? Now, many countries in the Middle East, Libya being one of them, if you saw the Gaddafi video, you know that they had education given to them for free. In fact, when they were in school, they would get paid $2,000 a month. They will get paid, the student will get paid by the government $2,000 a month to get educated because they knew education was the way of the country and they wanted the country to be educated, not for the country to struggle to get educated. Now let's begin with this right here, okay? Here, notice it's a pyramid because it's a pyramid scheme. And nowadays we can say that it's controlled by the false Illuminati. So yeah, this pyramid is perfect for this, okay? You have the high school diploma, okay? They always say, get your high school diploma. Get your high school diploma or else you won't be able to get a job, okay? You won't be able to get a job. Then they say, oh, you got your high school diploma. Well, there's going to be other people with better diplomas than that. And people don't want a high school diploma. Get your college degree. Get your college degree, okay? Well, if you get an associate's degree, well, that's good, but it's, you know, it's not enough years. You know, people want more experience. They want more education, you know, on your person, on yourself that you can bring to the workforce. Even though you're usually going to be working for one particular category or topic or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so get your bachelor's degree. Pay more money, spend more time, get your bachelor's degree. Okay? Then you'll realize that, okay, this certain job that pays more, or should I say nowadays, pays enough for you to live adequately. You can't do that because you need something better. Get your master's degree, okay? Now you're a master's at it. But, you know, that's not really something that's going to allow you to go on an interview and really be, you know, praised and given accolade by the other college degree worshipers. No. Get your PhD. You have to go to the top of the pyramid if you want to know or be anything. So get your PhD, because immediately when people hear that, they automatically assume that you know much more than they ever could, which is usually completely falsified, because when you get any of these degrees right here, you're learning particularly one subject for several years, and you're focusing mainly on one subject for several years, and you start to forget other things, and then you only become this one shot, this one chance guy or a girl. Pretty much think of it this way. you have someone who's bench pressing, right, for several years, and yeah, their upper body's pretty strong. But I have a friend over here who's, hey, he's faster than you, Mr. Bench Presser. I have another friend. His stamina is much more better than you, Mr. Bench Presser. This other guy right here, he has a higher vertical jump than you, Mr. Bench Presser. And this guy right here, he may not be as strong as you bench pressing, but in every other category of strength, he seems to be performing a little bit better than you. Okay, you see where we're going with this? This is the same thing with college degrees, and it makes no sense. Not only are you paying money for this, which is the scam in itself, extreme amounts of money that go up each year, and if you got a tuition or whatever, well, the taxpayers, well, they're coming in and they're going to pay for you. And it doesn't matter if you drop out, doesn't matter if you just can't take that degree anywhere, which many people nowadays have a degree, but guess what? They don't have a job, and they can't get a job for their field because it's too much competition, or it's just the economy sucks and they're not really trying to pay extra. And then if you get a PhD, well, you might be overqualified in a certain job. Yeah, you could be overqualified, which is, it speaks for itself. That's just dumb, okay? Next slide. Here's your token after years of college wasting your time on one category, more or less, okay? Not all the time, but usually people specialize only in one field. Yeah, you have extra criteria classes, but really, do you really learn much about that, or are you forced to do that? I'm pretty sure you are forced to do it, okay? Average debt over time. As you can see, let's go down some. Over the years, just been increasing like clockwork. Look at the perfection, and it's not accident. It's the biggest scam ever, okay? They're gonna charge you more and more, more and more. You can expect next year to be more expensive than last year, or this year, and next year to be more expensive. On and on and on, because that's how it works, okay? They know they can get money out you, they're gonna get money out you, and they're gonna keep telling you this is a good thing while you fall for it, okay? So you have $12,750, okay, 1996. Then we go to 2008, you have $23,200, okay? It's a huge increase, literally double, well, almost double, pretty much. Let's just say almost double, because it's darn near 2,400 anyway. So what's the difference? You know, when you're paying the money, it might as well be double from your check, okay? So I don't want to get into the technicals. That's a huge increase right there. Makes no sense, okay? So you can expect that for your debt, meaning that, yeah, you're gonna make more money, as they always tell you in the little commercials and scam advertising. Yeah, you'll make $1 million more than someone who didn't get a degree. Well, that $1 million is going to take a lifetime to accumulate, and a good portion of it is going to be used for your college debt, and then the rest is going to taxes. The rest is going to pretty much your electricity bill that's going to keep raising, your gas prices that's going to keep raising, your food increase that's going to keep raising, inflation, because the dollar is deflating, meaning the value of the money you're going to make isn't going to be too much, because the dollar is always deflating nowadays. Food prices, gas prices, those things don't go up. Okay, inflation is a tricky word, because what's really happening is that the dollar is deflating. Okay, well, really, I guess deflating would be kind of the good thing in a sense, because if you deliquify the dollar, then you're actually having its value go back up. Okay, but when you have inflation of something, it's pretty much losing its pretty much its value. Okay, so you're not gonna have the dollar being worth as much as it was 20 years ago, etc., etc. However far you want to dig into that, okay? So everything else goes up. Not really, just the dollar can't buy as much. So that's what's really happening right there. Now we go to the other part of college. You pretty much have parties, drunken teenagers and adults just partying most of the time. That's what you see. Now let's all face it, that's what a lot of it is, okay? Doesn't matter how you try to spin it, or if you don't party. It doesn't matter if you don't party. A majority of people in colleges, this is the outcome, okay? So we all seen the parties. They're just as ignorant as any other person. Their degree isn't applying too much intelligence or professionalism, if you want to call it that, into their being or their persona or whatever you want to call it. Now right here, okay, college tuition versus home, U.S. home prices versus CPI, all items 1978 to 2010. I just want to show y'all real quick how since 1980 everything has increased, especially college tuitions and fees. Okay, and as you can see right here, okay, we can pretty much see the ridiculous increase right here. It's spiking up over everything else. I mean, over any type of increase in this country, including gas prices and etc. Whatever you want to throw in there, this has been the #1 increase in America. And it's not an accident. Now, on the other side of college, what you have more than education, or the benefit of education, is sport teams. It's a big competition to try to bring in money, because that's what colleges are. They're money hoards. Okay, kind of like churches. They do one thing that seems to be beneficial, but when it all comes down to it, they all care about the money. If they didn't, it wouldn't cost that much money. It wouldn't want that much money. Okay, so you have all the sports teams which are on par with the NFL when it comes to popularity, because that's what it's all about. Okay, the sport teams gets more attention than the graduates. Okay, and you know this. Okay, so pretty much they have their fancy logos. Whoever has the best team seems to be the best college nowadays, because that's where the priority of the mindset of the American people is, and that's the whole situation. So they have the fancy looking colleges, try to make it look the best on the outside, try to refurbish it to bring in more students, and then they try to build up their football teams. And then if you're on the football team, well, you're going to graduate with some type of ridiculous degree that you didn't earn because you were beneficial to the money making of these colleges. You look at how many millions of dollars these football coaches, etc., the managers and stuff make. Millions of dollars a year, and you'll see that it's all about money. They're making millions from just being the coaches, pretty much learning the lingo, which any American could do because they watch so much football, of what football is, learning the plays, and then they have other people play for them and they earn the money off of them. Of course, the college people get paid too. You see how much football players get paid, but the priorities are that most males nowadays want to go on football or basketball. Basketball is another one, to make money. It's not about college. It's about just playing for the rest of their life. But nowadays, they don't even make it because they think it's just fun and games. They just dribble ball. They don't know about the workout routines. They don't know about the busy schedules, the press conferences. They don't know about that stuff. They can't know about that stuff. So, and I've seen it personally in my schools. The teacher will ask the kids what they want to do when they grow up, and they don't know. They don't know. They just want to do basketball. It's half of them just say basketball. It's ridiculous. There's more partying, okay? And they seem to love the Baphomet sign and parties because they're so ignorant, dumb, they don't know anything. Seriously, this picture speaks volumes. Yes, it's a real picture, obviously. Now, when it comes down to it, what do you get after 4 years, 8 years, sometimes 10 years of just wastefulness and money paying and debt? Okay, which you're usually going to pay around $17,000, and I have someone who just graduated last December from college, and guess how much they're paying? Exactly, it's the same amount. So it just makes no sense. Yeah, how long is it going to take them to pay that off? The extra money better come in handy if you can even get a job nowadays. Okay, so pretty much you're going to get a paper degree that says that you're worthy, and now you're allowed to work in certain places because you've paid into it. You pretty much bought your ability to work. Makes no sense, okay? And you'll get a little hat which goes into things from, I'm not going to get into one of them because I'm going to talk about it, and Saturn, all types of stuff like that, okay? The black robes, black judges, all types of stuff like that. Okay, then you have why the Jesuits try to wear certain things, trying to copy what they aren't, and stuff like that. So that's what you're going to get. The ability to work for better, if you call it that. You have higher taxes, everything else, because you make more money. And then you have pretty much debt and a college degree. Paper. Once again, speaks volumes. College. Now, on the other hand, you have sororities. Blacks and whites. Division and ignorance. All of them use Greek letters. Don't know why the hell they're using it. They don't know. And they pretty much have separation. Okay, it's always the black colleges or white colleges. Even when it's not the black colleges and it's an intermingle of races, it's the black sororities and the white sororities. Sure, there's other races, but the blacks and the whites, the Caucasians and the African Americans, which they aren't really called, different video, are pretty much going into division without even knowing it. At the same time, I'm pretty sure they can see it, but they all use Greek letters. So why is this? Okay, hold on, just get into the sorority real quick again. Now they're all using Greek letters, and you can't tell them why or how. You can't ask them that anyway. They don't know. But it's all about their pretty much society. This is a public society, and it's just what is it? Tell me right now. These people have stronger sororities than they have class, honors and stuff like that. And a lot of partying and initiation, weird shit go on here, just drinking and all types of stuff. And they have certain charities sometimes, but really when it comes down to it, it's not much of anything, okay? His sorority, even dressing like the Greeks, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay, sorority, college girls, what have you. Let's get back to this picture real quick right here. Now, when you go to college, what you're going to have? You're going to have a professor who went to college and has the right to teach you from a textbook, or all that he knows, and his information is limited to what the professor before him knew. So pretty much what you're going to get taught to you is nothing more than what he even knows. You're not going to know everything he knows by the time he's done, but you're only going to know a fraction of what he knows, and he only knows a fraction of what whoever taught him knows. Okay, or the textbook teach you, and the textbooks are controlled by the powers that be, and you know that they're not putting too much usefulness into those books. That's all you're going to get. Okay, all you have is the class taking notes. That's it. After they're taking notes, what are they doing? They hoard, they take notes, and if you know anything about cram studying, you forget most of it after the next week lecture, because now you're cram studying that, and you never apply it to life. So there it is. You know it, you forget it. You know something else, you forget it. You do that for a couple years, now you know nothing, but you have a degree. Congratulations. Yeah, you know the basics, and maybe some of the technical stuff, but when it comes to everything else, useless. Okay? There's a meme right here for the people of college who are too stupid to realize what really happens. People who go to college actually know about this, and they draw pictures on it. Positive this person went to college, because it's pretty evident, except for to the person who doesn't mind paying taxes. They don't get debt, how it really holds them down. Move back home, asking a question, because a lot of college kids, well, they have to move back home after, well, they finish college, because they can't get a job immediately, now can they? Okay, move back home, and they have the debt to pay back. Kids today are so lazy and irresponsible. Your mother and I started out with nothing. Okay, 5-figure student loan debt, and then the student with the college says, "Trust me, I would have loved starting out with nothing." Okay, it says 20 and 30 somethings. Okay, guess it's a different debts he has to pay. Once again, partying. We all see it. You already know. Sororities seem to be the highlight of college, along with football and basketball and cheerleaders, I guess, parties. Once again, we're back to the beginning of the pyramid scheme. So that's it right there, y'all. That's it right there. You need to understand what's really going on in America. You are one of the few countries that pay for your education, and it doesn't benefit you. Nowadays, it's hard to even get a job with a degree. Just type on YouTube people who can't get jobs with a degree, and they'll just tell you and show you life stories while talking to you about how they went to school for 10 years or 8 years and they still can't get a degree. And then you go to degrees like psychology, where people try to get their masters or whatever, and you'll see that they're paying more debt, and it takes them longer to even start working because they went to college that whole time, than someone who just got the basic degree in psychology, who is making more than them. Okay, go to places like Norway, and like I said, some of those Middle Eastern places where they pay them, or it's free for them to go to college, and they have more benefits to you, and they have free healthcare, etc., etc. It's a whole scam, and only America seems to be falling for it, when there's other westernized countries. Of course, everything that's westernized, that's the whole problem. If it's under Europe, under America would be places like Puerto Rico, places like New Zealand, places like Canada. Those are westernized United States or American places. And if you go to, well, Europe, you have, of course, all the European countries, more or less, not all of them, but a lot of them, and places under the Vatican. There you go, right there. So westernized places are just super ignorant, and we all see the college people nowadays. They're single-minded because they're taught the textbook. If someone else even brings in a new introduction of knowledge to them, if they didn't learn in school, they would think, and it contradicts their teachings in school, which is controlled, they will think that it's just not the way it is. And then they will boast about how they have a college degree, which is a form of perception closing, because now they have a college degree. They don't need to see anything else. They have a college degree. So you can't tell them anything new, and they are single-minded. The end. That's the whole point of college.